News tonight, the San Diego District Attorney has written a scathing letter to LA DA George Gascón. She's revoking permission for his office to prosecute charges against a man accused of a string of armed robberies in San Diego. That suspect later went on to allegedly commit 2 murders here in LA County. And under George Gascón's new directives, his office will seek to drop all the special charges against him. Bill Malusian joining us live with a story you'll see only on Fox 11. Bill?
Well, Christine, the suspect in this case is accused of using a gun to commit a string of armed robberies down in San Diego County. Then he drove up here to L.A., where he's accused of killing 2 innocent people, including an off-duty L.A. County Sheriff's deputy. Now, when the suspect was arrested, the San Diego DA gave permission for the L.A. DA, Jackie Lacey at the time, to prosecute those San Diego robberies. But now that George Gascón is in office, that San Diego DA has sent him a blistering letter saying she strongly disagrees with his policies, and for that reason she is revoking permission for him to handle those charges, and she says she wants that case back in her own office.
This is new territory. I haven't had to do this before.
San Diego County District Attorney Summer Steffen tells me she had to take the unprecedented step of sending LA County DA George Gascón this scathing letter criticizing his new reforms.
I did not want to pick this fight, but I just can't be silent.
Steffen's letter revolves around the case of Rhett Nelson, who in 2019 was charged in LA County with shooting and killing an innocent skateboarder named Dmitry Koltsov in downtown LA. Hours later, Nelson is accused of shooting off-duty LA County Sheriff's Deputy Joseph Solano execution style while he stood in line at an Alhambra Jack in the Box.
What I was told is that this guy had come up, behind him and shot him in the back of the head. I miss him every day. I miss him every day.
But before those murders, Nelson is accused of 5 armed robberies at convenience stores in the San Diego area. When he was caught and arrested in Long Beach, the San Diego DA's office gave LA County permission to prosecute Nelson for those armed robberies. At the time, Jackie Lacey was in office.
It is common to defer jurisdiction to the county that has the higher crimes. We had done so, but now the circumstances have changed so drastically.
Steffen says she was appalled to learn of Gascón's intention to drop all gun enhancements against Nelson for the shootings and the robberies, and Gascón's intention to drop special circumstances of multiple murders. Dismissal of these special charges would take life without parole off the table if Nelson were convicted and could drastically shorten his prison time.
This doesn't require creativity. 2 people were killed. You don't get 2 lives for the price of 1. That's not how real life works. The policies that have been set forth, I think they're unlawful.
For that reason, Steffen notifies Gascón in this letter that she is rescinding her permission for LA County to prosecute the San Diego armed robberies, and she wants the charges returned to her office, saying in part, "I do not want our San Diego County cases to be connected to any publicly announced special directive that dismisses special circumstances and serious gun use allegations where your stated reason is in the interest of justice, when clearly the facts of this defendant's violent offenses show it is not."
I can't be an unwilling participant in kind of a mockery of what the law provides and of victims' rights. I just can't do it.
Previously, Mr. Gascón's office told Fox 11 in part, quote, "If convicted, there is a possibility that decades from now, the parole board could determine he's been rehabilitated. Such a determination many years from now would ultimately be a reflection of a system and the public alike weighing their continued interest in incarcerating a man who no longer poses a threat to society at an extraordinary taxpayer cost. Eliminating that remote possibility today may not be in the public's interest decades from now." Gascón's office also said Nelson would still be facing at least 70 years in prison even if all the special charges were dropped. But Steffen tells me such a claim is dishonest because under state law, Nelson would be eligible for elder parole at age 50.
In this case, the killer or the person accused of being the killer is 30 years old. So when he's 50 years old, he will be eligible for elder parole. How can you say that 7 armed robberies and the execution murder of 2 innocent people is one where a person should have a parole date in 20 years?
What's your message to Mr. Gascón, if you have one?
You know, I would say that I want my counts back. So I just want my case back. And I would ask that, you know, he read my letter and reconsider for the victims in Los Angeles.
And DA Stephan went on to tell me that if George Gascón does give her those charges back, she is pledging that she will keep all of the gun enhancements on all 5 of those armed robbery charges, telling me that if Nelson were to be convicted with those enhancements, he would face about 30 years in prison alone just on those armed robbery charges, without talking about the murders. Now, she tells me that Mr. Gascón has not responded to her yet. I reached out to Gascón's office tonight. They told me they have no comment in response to her letter. We're live in West LA tonight. Bill Malugin, Fox 11 News.